Anderson Cooper is reporting from inside Palestine, and for him, actually, the violence became very real during an on-air performance. So let's take a look at that.
10 people were killed, though there is one report now saying 11 people were killed in that blast. But we know 10 members of one family. Also, 2 media centers built. Whoa! Well, that was a rather large explosion.
Yeah.
That occurred. Just look out here. I can't actually see where the impact of that was. It's actually set off a number of car alarms, but that was probably the largest explosion that we've heard just in the past, really in the past hour.
Look, there's a couple of different ways you can respond to this. One, it seems they're putting him in some danger the same way as when they put, during Hurricane Sandy, they put the reporters out basically in the hurricane. So there, in that way, it seems somewhat exploitative, I think, that they're just trying to get better footage to glamorize it. But, I mean, I think we can also say that maybe this, at least for Anderson Cooper, will make the violence a little bit more real. Maybe it'll change his view of what's going on there a little bit. Now, obviously, we tend to agree a little bit more with Anderson Cooper than some other more well-known reporters necessarily. But
I think that it's important to have journalists on the ground in order to gather objective information. I'm not 100% sure. Other than that video, I haven't really seen Anderson Cooper's reporting on this topic, so I can't say that that's what he's doing. But I will say that, you know, Hurricane Sandy, you don't need to put reporters on the ground to gather information, okay? We have scientists, we have meteorologists, we have people that tell you the information that you need to know, and you don't have to put people's lives at risk. When it came to the uprising in Egypt, you know, Anderson Cooper was there as well, and it is important to have journalists there to gather the information, to speak to people, whether it's civilians or members of the military or whatever it is, government officials, so you do get the real facts. Otherwise, we wouldn't know what the story is, and it would be based on nothing but speculation. Now, in that case, I like that it gives you a sense of what's actually happening on the Palestinian side, because a lot of times we hear about, you know, what's happening on the Israeli side and you know, the violence that they have to deal with. But as we mentioned earlier, there's violence on both sides, and I like that at least in that tiny little clip, you can see that there is violence on both sides. It isn't just a one-sided thing.
Good, and one of the reasons I want to show this is whenever hostilities like this break out, you're going to see footage of one form or another coming out of it. And I want you to bear in mind when you watch it, what's the situation of the journalist there? Like he appears to be independent, he's been sent there by his network, so you can probably trust that what he's seeing is representative of what's going on. But let's not forget that not that long ago during Iraq and Afghanistan, you had embedded reporters. Now it seems like a good idea on the face that these reporters are getting much more personal information, they're able to talk to the soldiers, they're on the front lines. But we understand that shortly after it became clear that they start to feel sympathetic for the soldiers that they're embedded with. They feel like they're part of the war and thus perhaps more inclined to support the war. So the exact sort of coverage that you're getting can influence the coverage that you're getting. So just bear that in mind whenever you see wartime footage. How are they gathering it? Are they independent, or do they have some sort of vested interest in what's going on?